Many industries are struggling as the coronavirus pandemic surges in the U.S., but in Illinois, one new business in the state is actually booming: marijuana. It became legal there back in January, and now sales in the state have surpassed expectations as Americans look for ways to cope with the pandemic. CNN's Polo Sandoval has more.
In Illinois, pot is paying off. 8 months after the state legalized recreational marijuana, business is booming in part because of the global pandemic.
And so it's $80 even?
Welcome inside Sunnyside in the Chicago suburb of Schaumburg. After its opening last week, the store became the state's largest licensed dispensary. Lately, customers like Lisa Maraff have been stopping by for a little help in dealing with the stress and anxiety felt by many Americans due to COVID-19.
It kind of puts me into a meditative state, actually.
Is that $25 even? 40 even? Thank you.
For Joshua Samau, the occasional joint can help him ease his concerns about the pandemic and the economic crisis hitting families like his.
Right when the pandemic hit, everybody started losing their jobs and stuff like that. I was a victim of that, so I really do think that this has helped me deal with some of that.
So you've even had economic issues due to COVID.
Yes.
And this has helped you at least take a moment to
relax and just know everything's going to be all right. We're going to get through this.
Medical experts do warn that smoking marijuana, even occasionally, can increase the risk for severe COVID-19 complications. But still, demand is unlike anything Illinois pot retailers predicted, says Jason Erkes with Cresco Labs, that's Sunnyside's parent company.
They may have lost their job and they're suffering. They have symptoms of anxiety, they have symptoms of depression, they're having trouble sleeping, and cannabis has been known to be a great alternative to that. So they're looking to cannabis to help with those symptoms.
His company trying to normalize pot products, and it seems to be working with the constant stream of socially distant customers.
If someone wants something that's not smokable and they're looking to take the edge off, take the anxiety off, something like this, a low-dose gummy, 2 milligrams, is a great place to start.
The high is temporary, but the financial benefits for the state and cities can be long-lasting. Just look at this year's soaring pot profits. According to state statistics, legal cannabis sales have been steadily rising. In July, Illinois dispensaries sold about $61 million worth of product, record sales for the state, while other retail sectors took a financial hit.
Right now, those municipalities that stood up and said, we want a cannabis retailer, and our community are thankful they did. They're generating a lot of tax revenue, both locally and for the state.
The state's tax revenue from pot sales already exceeded $52 million. About 35% of that supposed to go back into local governments.
I think municipalities across the state are, first of all, seeing stores like this and realizing they made an okay decision to allow a cannabis store in their community, and the tax benefit is an ancillary benefit. The residents aren't unhappy, the sky isn't falling, and they're getting a nice tax benefit to be able to help with some of the issues they're having.
It may be too soon to tell exactly how much the pandemic is affecting marijuana sales in Illinois. After all, sales just became legal in January. But what many here are hoping for is that pot will be the big green life preserver that will help keep local economies afloat amid the COVID-19 crisis.
Also important to mention that this uptick in pot sales, not just directly tied to current COVID anxiety that we're experiencing, not just here, but across the country. Jason, we just heard from in the piece a little while ago, Dana, says that you also have more dispensaries that are opening up across the state. You also have more product availability, so those are also key factors. But look, none of the people we spoke to on the ground here suggesting that these pot profits are the ultimate solution for any kind of economic issue that may be on the horizon for the state. But they did say that it could at least keep the state's financial head afloat, at least for now, especially if you look at those numbers. Dana?
So fascinating. Thank you so much, Polo, for that report. Appreciate it.